It's your boy DJ Caveman back again, man. Another episode of Caveman and IronMonkey talking that shit. It's 240 something motherfuckers and a guest host talking, giving our interesting takes on interesting things around the world and the happenings, and just telling it as we see it. And if you don't like it, well, fuck you. But make sure you hit that subscribe button before you turn us off, because we're trying to get to 1 million. Also hit the bell. You know what I mean? As always, we got the one and only DJ IronMonkey in the building, repping those New York Giants today. I appreciate you, sir. It is baseball season officially for me.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get to that part.
Yeah. And we got our special guest host today is a motherfucking DJ legend in the making, if not already. You know, good friend of the good friend and colleague, the motherfucking DJ Max with 2 X's, 3 if you nasty, motherfucking major in the building. What up, Max?
You know, it's the crazy part though. That's actually one of the sayings. You never heard me say it, and I say that sometimes. That's what That's what I told the girls. That's what I told the girls. Nice. So I'm glad that naturally people can pick up on that one.
Yeah.
So did you go with 2 X's instead of 3 X's because there's a porn star named Max Major or something?
No, I'm not gonna lie. At first, I thought about the 3X when I first did the name, and I was like, just to avoid any lot of jokes that would come with that one. So I was like, I literally, that's when I shortened it to 2 after that. I was like, yeah, I didn't want to do 1. I didn't like the 1, but 3 was too much. So
be like, Max, play that bomb chicka wow wow. Like, come on, man, this ain't a porn set. The fuck you think this is, man?
Exactly. It'd be nothing but puns and jokes all day, all night. I'm telling you. So I was like, nah.
Well, you have all the ladies trying to figure out what that 3rd X is for.
True. You got to find out.
Yeah. Well, it could also be a jug of alcohol. You know, one of them jugs with the 3 X's on it. You're like, yeah, we get tipsy. You know, it's an avenue. It's an option.
It's an option.
We'll workshop it off mic.
Wow. So Max, let's let the world know. We live right now on Facebook. We live right now on YouTube. We also live on Twitch. So shout out to everybody that's live watching us right now. Let's give the people the history, Max. Tell us, tell them when you started, where you started, how you started.
Quick rundown. Okay. Naturally musician. I started playing drums when I was 12 years old, and then naturally got into DJing at 14. My cousin was a DJ upstairs, heard it, jumped on, and was just boom from there. So been doing it since I was 14. I'm 40 now. Do the math. There it is. 26 years I've been been doing this. So yeah, it's been quite some time. So I was a teenager in the clubs and doing parties, and something I thought would just be for fun. Just thankfully, I've been doing it full time since I started. So yep. Everything from the nightclubs to radio, just trying to stay relevant in the game as we get older. You know how hard it is to really keep up with the youngins, especially now with the way how the game is. But I'm just grateful to still be doing it at this age. It gets tiring. Like right now, I'm tired.
I've decided I'm only doing weddings and old school parties now. You know what I mean? I'm not.
I much rather prefer to be selective with the gigs. I like the brunches. I like the vibes of music that I like. Because I could play it all, but you got to like what you're playing too. That's a lot of DJs. It's like most jobs, people just do it. They want to get the pay and get the money and do whatever, but you gotta like it. And it's like I can go do something for 18 to 20 something years old and play certain lounges and bars and clubs, and I don't like the music. I don't like. I can do it, but I don't like it. I can keep it rocking, but I gotta have fun too, man. So I'm much more selective at this age with a lot of events that I take. Some of them I'll still say yes to. There's a lot of I lie. I'm booked just to say no. Like I'll just be like, I'm booked. Sorry, because I don't want to do it.
So let me ask you. So a club versus say a lounge or say like brunch. You're going more for the lounge because it's more personable and you could play what you like and people are coming for your vibe rather than you playing to their vibe, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like, man, most of the stuff that I do like that, whether it's a brunch or anything lounge, is more themed anyway. So people already know what they get themselves into. So you're coming, we just did, in March we did the Biggie brunch. We did, we did a Bel Air 90s brunch. So you're coming to hear that specific music. So it's gonna be an older crowd or anything that has a label to it, that you're coming for an R&B night, that those are the kind of events I want to do. When you start doing the clubs and certain lounges too, they just this expectation, they just the entitlement of like they need to hear what they want to hear, and I was doing R&B nights on a Wednesday night, was going great, and it just got to a point where just like the crowd, you get the younger crowd in there, and it's like, we want Bad Bunny. I'm like, didn't you guys saw the advertisement? It's an R&B night.
It's an R&B night. It's a 90s R&B night. Like,
yeah, and it's like, and they just don't. I don't know. The entitlement's crazy, man. When it's
where the hookah at? Where the hookah at?
Yo,
y'all ain't got no hookah.
I literally just posted on my timeline. Was it yesterday or the day before? And I posted a thing about clubs and people that used to actually dance. You get it with a girl, you be up in the middle with your boys and actually dancing. And the hookah done took over, man. They just ruined everything.
Hookah and the camera phones got better, so now everybody just recording themselves.
That's it.
And shit. Like, motherfuckers don't. They just talk to each other on their phones and shit.
Yep. I'm just like,
you at the bar, shorty across the bar, you just be like, you just put your phone in the air with a little sign on it, like they be doing the DJs in the club and shit.
See, the thing is about that is it's so gross, because somebody like myself, I want to go out and dance, because I'm not really fitting to dance inside my house like that. I don't know who's like looking in my window and I'm looking like a crazy ass motherfucker. Whatever. I paid my rent. But the thing is like, when I go out, I want to go out and have fun. But motherfuckers looking at me like I'm the drunk motherfucker, like I'm the oddball going to a discotheque to stand around. And the way I look at it, because I work as a ball back and I DJ on the side as well. But the thing is that what I've noticed, mainly for hip hop shows, people want to be seen rather than see the show. They want to be the show. So it's very tough. So you're basically, as a DJ, you're basically playing the soundtrack to their reels. So it's like, nah, he's not really playing anything for me. He ain't popping. Like, but he's playing hits on top of hits on top of hits. It just ain't that young boy shit.
Yeah, it don't matter to him. And that's another thing too that's driving me nuts. I think we all know what is in the game now. The attention span is so short now, so it's like they it's the instant gratification era where like. We're seeing it within the clubs and the music too. Like, these songs come out that I don't like, but these songs come out and the first 20 seconds is hot and they're done. So it's like, and they'll literally will get hype, and then that 20 seconds is done and just kind of looking at you like, all right, move on. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, don't you guys want to vibe with the song for a little bit? No, because that's also on the artist too, and the songs that they're making. But I'm like, man, the pressure is on for
the songs is only like 2 minutes anyway, and then and then they just want to hear the part that's on TikTok.
Yeah, that's it.
I was just about to say that, where before it used to be the ringtone era, then it was like the stripper porn, the strip club music era. We're in the TikTok era where they basically have like 30 seconds worth of solid music. After that, it's like, all right, engineer left the building. Like, we fended for ourselves. Like, but as long as you get that 30 seconds and they could fit on a reel.
Prime example is a song out right now that Rob 49 record, what the heli Yante, you know what I'm saying? Like that right there, like you play that in the club and everyone loves that part. What the heli Yante? They all, and then the verse comes and then everyone just like everything in the room just does this happen. Everyone just stands around and looking and
they don't know the verses.
They don't. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nothing's sticking. Nothing's sticking. No one wants to hear the verse at that point. Like, they just hear that part and that's it.
You don't understand what they're saying. Then on top of it, the subject matter is suspect. And then it's like, yo, what's he talking about? Yo, he's talking about scamming credit cards in this song? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, and that's the difference now, because when I DJ, I do a lot of mic work too. So like, it's our classic songs, old school songs. Like, I can, I'm singing it and rapping it, cutting out certain parts for them to sing. Like, the songs of today, you don't get that anymore. You don't. There's nothing anymore that really does it. Yeah, you might get a certain bop from Drake that comes out pretty good to people, like, but you're not getting that. No one wants to learn the verses. we learned the raps. You know, we could do all 3 songs of a classic hip hop song and just rap it. These kids know, they just, like I said, they know the TikTok portion of it, and then they're done. They know nothing else from that song. I'm like, so how am I supposed to get them going and talk to them in the crowd? Like,
yeah, and we know songs on the B side.
Exactly.
Like,
it kind of reminds me like this era, like this TikTok era, right? It's like, remember, like you hear like a song in a commercial, and you're like, or it's like a theme song to a show, or like a TV show, and you only hear that part that's at the beginning.
It's catchy, it sticks, and that's it. That part. Yep.
And then one day you hear the whole record, and you're like, oh shit, it's a whole song. I thought they just made this shit for the TV show, but it was actually like some dude's album. Then they just took the beginning of his shit and used it.
Yep.
Who's good for that? Chuck Mangione.
Yeah. And now I'm hearing these full TikTok songs, and I'm like, yo, the rest of this song is garbage. Second, like, why? It's like a whole 4-minute song, and like the only part that everybody knows is like the 30 seconds in the beginning. Or the
chorus and the hook.
Some shit.
Well, that's funny too, because maybe a couple weeks ago I was on YouTube. I don't know how this even came about, but somehow I ended up I was listening to theme songs from TV shows, and like the Family Matters theme and everything. Like I'm listening, and I'm like, it's a full 4-minute song, but on the intros of the TV shows it's 30 seconds, you know, and that's it. And they're showing the people and whatever, and it's like, and you think that's it, but when you go, like, wow, there's verses to this song. There's a bridge, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a full 4-minute banger.
Right?
Night Rider is great, and one of my favorite, low key, is Punky Brewster. like the theme song. Like, I don't know. It's nostalgia for me. It's like my sister used to watch it. I used to hate it. Then I used to have to watch it because you only had the one TV and we had to share. So it's like, I could watch Alf, then she could watch Punky Brewster, and then I could watch something at 9, and then she could watch 9:30.
Yep. Alf was for the boys, even though it was a family TV show. Alf was like one of the for the boys show. That's for sure.
For sure.
Motherfucker was out there eating pussy. I mean cats. He was out there eating cats. But Alf was my dude.
But when we were young, and I had that's the craziness that we already had that. We already had that in mind.
He was trying to get lucky. That's all it was. He was trying to get that pussy. He was trying to get lucky.
Alf was the show. Listen, I'm not even gonna front. I'll confess it right now. Same thing. My sister watched Punky Brewster hard, so you know we'd be at home, especially like during the summer, be home and I have to watch it. She's older, she got the TV, so like I'd watch it. And there was one, I don't know if it was a Halloween episode, but it was a little haunted thing, whatever, with some spirit. And this thing, I want to say, I can't remember how old I was. It was like, now I saw the episode now at this age, it's so cheesy. I don't know why it scared me at that age. Man, I had nightmares. And like I was a teen still talking about it to my friends. I'm like, yo, Punky Brewster ruined me. You know what I'm saying? Like that one episode did not let me sleep at night. I'm like, I hate Halloween episode. Anytime there's a TV show, Halloween episode, I'm not watching it. Not watching it. I'm not doing it.
Punky Brewster was good for that because she had the episode where don't hide out, like when you're playing hide and go seek, don't hide in the refrigerator. Because like some kid got stuck in the refrigerator, some shit like that. That was a big thing in the 80s.
Yep.
And then over the shoulder boulder holders when they was trying out their bras.
Funny, that's just...
that was the episode that got me hooked. I was like, oh, weren't they showing that on this? As a young boy, I'm like, yo, I don't even have to stay up late for Benny Hill. I got Punky Brewster at 8:30.
Yeah. That pops was the Benny Hill.
That's my shit.
So Max, I know. So the world might know that you're a huge wrestling fan.
Yes, sir.
You know, the two of us, you know what I'm saying? The three of us were all wrestling fans back in the day. You know what I mean? But I don't watch this shit now. So like, who's like the last champion, the last wrestlers I seen on TV was like the beginning of John Cena and like the middle of The Rock.
Started John Cena with the
yeah. When he was the whack rapper and shit.
Well, see that era is when it actually slowed down for me, and then I got back into it. Like once I got to that point where DJing really took over for me, I really didn't pay attention to wrestling. I never got into John Cena like that, and that's actually where I took, I don't know how many years I probably took off. I mean, like obviously The Rock was still one of my favorite of all time, But like that Attitude Era that everyone was on, it still talks about hype. Like I was actually kind of away from it. I was watching it here and there, but I was kind of more away from it. I only got back into it because what year was it? Well, the first year WrestleMania New Orleans in what 2000 and I can't remember what year that was. 14. Or whatever, 11, when Daniel Bryan went. So that's when I got back into it because my boy hit me up. He was like, yo, I'm doing WrestleMania. You know, you want to come through? And I'm like, yo, I'm not even watching it anymore. He was like, oh, just come for the, experience. Start watching some more episodes and this and that's when I got back into it. And then we made it a yearly thing to go WrestleMania after that. Because once I did that first experience, I was like, oh yeah, I'm back. I'm locked in again. And, and then now I'm still watching it now, not as much, but I'm definitely still involved. But yeah, it's my son is the one that keeps me on my toes now because I got him into it.
Now it's like 2-day event for WrestleMania. It's the Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, well the thing is, me and my boy, we called that years ago when we first started going. We kept saying like man, like they should just one, like when they did the one day, we're there for hours. I remember WrestleMania Dallas. That was such a long show, man. Even us in the stands, people were getting restless. Like that was a long, like 7-hour show. And I'm like, man, make this a 2-day weekend thing. But that was nice that they listened to the idea, but now they priced everybody out. You can't afford the 2 days to go. So that's why I haven't gone ever since they started the 2. Yeah, they did
Vegas. Yeah, I've seen some people that went and shit, and like I heard the lines was crazy.
Yeah, it was wild too. Yeah, 2019 was my last WrestleMania. Then once the pandemic happened, and once they started opening back up, and like I said, they started doing the 2-day events, they started pricing people out crazy, man. I think yeah. Right now, actually, yes, SummerSlam this summer in New York. The seats that around the same area I would get, they want $835.
Yeah, damn.
$835.
To see some wrestling?
Crazy. My son be asking, can I go? Man, it's like you can go to Raw, you ain't going to.
Yeah.
And even Raw's price, they're pricing people out. I'm just like, yo, it's wild. Like my first WrestleMania, we're like in the middle of that same area. You pay $145.
Like you could be like, yeah, you could go once you get them TikTok numbers up and we stop monetizing.
Yeah,
shit.
Exactly.
Like,
you better find a way to get some money.
Go into WrestleMania. Like, no, we not. Not until the numbers come up.
Yep, start a GoFundMe kid or something.
So there's always been like a couple different like wrestling factions, right? We WWE, WCW.
Yep.
Now what is that? Now it's like WWE.
Yeah, AEW now.
AEW, right? And let's not disrespect AEW or what's the other one? Ring of Honor.
ECW.
Ring of Honor, where the dudes be selling the knee braces and the commercials and shit.
Oh my goodness, the copper fit.
They like it was the weirdest shit I've ever seen. It was like a commercial, but it was like not a commercial. Like it felt like the dude was just in there doing like a live read about knee braces and shit. And I'm like, what kind of low budget wrestling am I watching? But then like some of those dudes ended up on like WWE.
Yeah, the movie. Honestly, I really enjoyed Ring of Honor because it would be late night,
right?
Especially doing the clubs, and sometimes it'd be air on the weekends, and like I'd come home and that's what I'm watching now from 3 to 4 in the morning now. Like I'm just watching it was good quality wrestling.
It's either BET Uncut or wrestling.
That's what I was doing. Or since us DJs working weekends, when there was pay-per-view events, I would try to stay off social media, and that'd be my thing. I'd wrap up a club on a Saturday night. Now we do pay-per-views on Saturdays and Sundays, but there'd be a pay-per-view after the club. I'd come watch it, unless someone ruined it. And I was on my phone like an idiot while DJing and it's got spoilers, but I watch it. I'll be up till 4 or 5 in the morning watching the rest of it.
Let me ask you though, because you did bring up the Attitude Era, because I wasn't a big fan of the Attitude Era with like the blood and all the extra sex stuff. I wasn't big on that. I was more of a WCW guy. Where do you fall on that? Like WCW versus WWE? I mean, I say WWF, but it's WWE.
I mean, because for us older heads, always gonna be WWF.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Honestly,
that's the golden era. That's the golden era.
Yeah, I mean, especially when it was that Monday Night War going on, I found myself actually watching WCW more. I'll be honest, I was watching WCW more. Yeah, I agree. I noticed that even at that age, where like there was a lot of still moments, and they were beating the dead horse with the NWO stuff, and you could tell. But besides that, the other matches were actually good quality matches. You know, I love the luchadors and stuff like that. They had some great quality. Besides, like I said, I hated the BS when they just kept riding this whole NWO stuff for too long.
Oh, when they had NWO Latino.
Yeah,
Oh
when you got
man,
four different factions. I mean, now I'm just like, all right, we're done now. Like once you start doing that, you already know it's done. You know it's done. Like
See, for me, it was like with WCW, it was more of the actual technical wrestling because me not being a tall person, I'm like, look, I'm not gonna really be able to knock motherfuckers out. I gotta wrestle them. Like if it's get them in the leg lock and make them tap, or like put them in the arm bar, break their arms so that way they can't punch me. So be it. WCW was for that. WWF at that time, because when they changed to WWE, then it became something different. But when it was WWF, it had a little bit of technical wrestling, but it was more of the show.
Yep.
You know, like you go to WCW as like a technical wrestler, like if me and Daryl are tussling, like I could go for his legs because I seen him limping.
Yep.
Know what I mean? WWF is like, oh, I'm getting the crowd into it, like, yo, and hit him in the head. Oh, you saw that?
Well, I mean, the difference
that's
now.
The formula, though. That's what.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That was the difference between them, where WCW had Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho, Dean Malenko, like all those guys that technical wrestlers. Where Vince was so in love with the big guys at WWE, so me and my boy Alex, that we do our wrestling stuff. We started watching when they had the WWE Network. We were watching all these old wrestling stuff, and we looked at one another when we were watching stuff in the Attitude Era. I'm like, yo, wrestling was trash. It was just the hype of the Attitude Era and the swearing, the naked girl.
Yeah.
When you look at that, like I watch a Stone Cold match, and I'm like, this is terrible. This is terrible.
Yeah.
Does Stone Cold have a classic match? No. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't have one that you can sit here and say, as much as you want to put him on the Mount Rushmore of it. I can't name a classic match that was actually entertaining that, like, yo, he knocked it out the park.
Him against The Rock, they had better storylines and vignettes.
Yeah, and that's what kept you engaged in it. You invested in the storyline. I think just because they were the two biggest at that time, when they went at it, you were hyped up about it. But I just watched the matches. I'm just like, man, I said, it's just a kick, punch. Looks like some little kid playing a video game. Kick, punch. It was nothing. Yeah, nothing technical. That's it. That's all it was. Get outside the ropes. Get on the outside. Throw them on the table. And I'm like, there was nothing technical about any of those wrestlers. That's why when people start talking crazy about some of the wrestlers now, and I'm just like, man, some of the wrestlers now are way better quality. But. It's just yeah. I mean that's why I like AEW. People give them a lot of shit, but you know what? They're not like what Vince is doing, where you're only gonna save a good match for pay-per-views. You watch Collision, you watch Dynamite. Like these guys are going out there performing, putting their bodies on the line, and giving you quality matches on a regular show. Like I'll take that.
I kind of missed that part of wrestling. That's why I jumped off for a bit because I got other stuff to do.
Yeah.
like this male soap opera stuff.
So let's tie up the wrestling segment so we can move it. We got a few things, but before we move on, what would be your finishing move if you're a wrestler, and if you could tag team with any wrestler, who would be your tag team partner?
Oof. You could go Max with this one. you could go first.
I'm gonna have to think about the tag team. My finish move is something that I can realistically do, or something I can dream of doing.
It's your finishing move, man. Like I mean, you obviously got to be able to pull it off. Like
I'm not gonna lie though. Like when I was younger, like I've always been like. I'm shorter, but I've always been, stocky and strong. So a couple of, instances that, a couple of scraps I got into, just like you were saying earlier, like it's one of those things where instead of throwing hands, I was wrestling. I can't tell you how many people I power bombed when I was younger. Yo, for real, I can't even tell you. My boy D, I love him, man. If he sees this, man, I still love you, bro. Like, I remember me and him got into a scrap in a bathroom, and it's tiles, and and he was like towards like my legs. He fell to the ground. He like toward my legs, and I just picked him up and power bombed him on tile floor. And he was screaming and crying like I could have killed him. You know what I'm saying? Like I did it to my cousin. We got into a fight at a basketball court one time. We're getting real chippy in the game. I got mad. I swung on him, and then like he went low, and just like you went low. He got the grass at least. You know what I'm saying? Like because we're just outside the court and we're in the grass, and I power bombed him. Like I power bombed at least 3-4 people clean too. Nice. No struggle. So I'm gonna stick with what worked. And honestly, if I ever get myself in a situation like that where I could do it, so I'm probably gonna do it in real life.
Nice. Watch out for the Max Major power bombs shit at the club.
Wait, who's your tag team?
Oh man, my tag team partner. Whew.
I think damn, I can't cheat on mine.
What's yours? Let's hear yours.
I can't cheat on mine because mine would have been the Road Warriors, because hands down between them and the Steiner brothers, those two are my favorite.
Yeah, but who are you gonna tag up with? You can't get. It's not a 3-man tag team.
I know, and that's why I said I felt like I'm cheating with that one. Who am I gonna tag with? It's gonna have to be somebody bigger than me. So I'm not gonna go with somebody like Sid Vicious or damn it. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go with Scott. Who's Buff Bagwell? Not Buff Bagwell. Who's the other Steiner brother? The one?
Yeah, Scott.
Not him. No, I'm going with Rick Steiner.
Rick Steiner.
Yeah. Because when he was like, I'm the buff and I'm the stuff, I'm not fucking with that shit. Hell fucking no. So I would go with him or, damn it, Jake the Snake. Because my finishing move will be the DDT. And then as a tag team, like somebody holds them up, like crucify them. And then I jump off the rope and then whoom, like kind of grab them and hit them into the mat. High flying shit. And then knock the wind out of them. 1, 2, 3, you out. But the DDT is my solo move.
Yeah. Honestly, I'll say this. I think my tag team partner is one that probably no one would expect, just because I want a partner who's gonna push me to limits to maybe do some high flying shit that I probably can't do as a tag team, maybe, and just would be entertaining to watch. I would say from that WCW era, I love the Luchadors. So Juventud Guerrera was like
Juventud.
Yeah, I love him. I love him. When he was on. I did not want to miss a match. I did not want to miss any of his matches, man. Like, you know, I know Rey Mysterio gets a lot of hype and everything, you know, because
I thought you was going with Rey.
But yeah, no, I said but you know, Rey did his thing, you know, but Juventud, Juvi was my guy, man. He was my guy.
I remember Rock had a great line one time, and who do you think you are, Juventud Guerrero?
Yeah. Hoovy was a dude for me, man. There was certain people you just wanted to, you know, like if you're gonna watch a 2-3 hour show, like you had that one guy that at least, all right, you're gonna get a good match out of it, and every Monday night, man, he gave you something good to watch. Yeah,
because Rey Mysterio was kind of robotic at some point, you know, because he would always do the swing through the ropes with his legs.
No, you're right.
It was highly predictable.
A lot of people don't want to call that out, but it's true. You know, like we these legends sometimes we don't want to call out for it. Just like I said, I know people might get butthurt when I say about Stone Cold, whatever, but it's true. Sometimes some people, you know, we get stuck in the nostalgia and the name, but they rightfully shows to get certain criticism about it. And yeah, I think Rey to a certain point definitely got robotic as the years went on, and I think a lot of other wrestlers were like that.
Case in point with nostalgia. Movie Action Jackson. Everybody believes it was a good movie until they rewatch it. That shit is trash. Either way, Daryl, who you going for your finishing move? Because
homework for the week. I'm gonna go replay that one.
You're gonna waste your day watching that shit, man.
Oh my god, you're gonna be like, what the fuck am I watching?
I mean, for me, the DDT is the greatest finishing move in all of wrestling history. But That was stolen
Snap
off
neck.
me, so I'm gonna go with the Boston Crab. You know what I mean?
Ooh, I was gonna go with that one too.
This is my favorite finishing move. I've done these things to people in real life.
I'm a New Yorker. I can't fuck with no Boston Crabs.
Wow.
Imagine that he's a professional wrestler.
Right,
and Big Boss says, "I want your finisher to be Boston Crab." Side boss can't do it. Nope, won't do it.
Nah,
Won't do it. Call it something else.
Nah, it's the Brooklyn Lobster.
something.
You know, the. Go.
Can I finish? Damn, son, you just hijacked my whole situation over here.
Oh no! I didn't mean to DDT your scene.
Yeah, man. God damn, you stole my finishing move. Now I don't even know who my tag team partner gonna be. Actually, I'm lying. It's gonna be Bam Bam Bigelow. He was my guy back in the day.
And Bam, yo, that dude he was one of the big guys that could move like that, man.
Yeah, him and the big boss.
Big Van Vita.
Yeah, Van
Vita. Yeah, you used to fuck with the Boss Man?
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Boss Man was your dude. I remember that.
I did like Boss Man. The video game, the WWF arcade back in the day. I used to always play
Boss Man.
I played the Boss Man a lot on
that. Let's get into the NBA so we can get this shit over with.
I know. I got it on right now as of you guys.
The motherfucking Knicks. The Knicks beat the Pistons over the weekend, and I'm a Pistons fan, and
I know. I was just about to ask that question. So, that's why I was going to go with this.
I'm gonna say some nice shit about Jalen Flopson.
With the backhand niceness.
He made a real. No, I'm gonna say some nice shit, but
you call him Flopson.
Yeah, but because he flopped a lot, man. That's all I'm saying. He flopped a lot, and you'll see it if you're a Celtics fan. You about to see this shit up close because we all know nobody's really paying attention to that series.
I'm a Celtics fan. So
my guys played well. They're young. They're gonna be back. I'm not too worried. They pushed the Knicks to the brink, and every game was close. And Brunson won that game with a real deal pro move. Like I was like, God damn! Like
put it between his legs.
He hit him with the Jordan. Hit him with the small tough. Jordan push.
That was tough.
Small Jordan push.
You literally saw Thompson slide.
Yeah.
Slide.
He got him out of there. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh my God, he's wide open now. And it was like
he's lefty.
I was like, God damn, this is some bullshit. But I feel like it easily could have went the other way. So I'm not devastated.
Well, that's what I was just about to say. Honestly, it should have because
game 3.
Yeah, it should have been a foul. Was that 3 or 4? Was that game 3 or 4? Game 4. That that changed the series. That changed. Honestly, this Knicks Pistons series should have went 7. It should have absolutely went 7, and then whoever would have taken from there, I would have been content with. But the way that game 4 ended, man, that was.
Well, see, this is the thing because watching the games, Daryl said he was flopping. They was intentionally trying to rough him up, and he's 6'2". Either way, I don't understand. Like you expect him to stand up there like he's what's his name, Adams.
I expect him not to be like LeBron James about it and just fucking play hard. He's falling on the ground. He ain't even getting touched. That's a flop. He flopped a lot.
Well, I understand you and your feelings because your team lost. That's okay.
I understand you're gonna try to protect your guy because he was a flop. He's the new Vlade Divac of the league, my guy. Just call it what it is. He still played well. I'm not saying he didn't play well. I'm saying he utilized his veteranness to get some calls that probably he wouldn't have gotten.
I'm okay
with it, but call it what it is.
No, and that's cool. I'll let you call that for how you feel because the way I feel about Cade Cunningham is like, yo, you can't even breathe on this light-skinned brother without a call getting whistled on this dude. Like, yo, is he that sensitive of a guy? Like, he played tough.
Listen,
and I give it to him.
I think they're
It's
building
the
him up to
refs,
be the next face of the league, probably.
but the refs were just calling it weird because you want to talk about that one play, but there was a play that Hart got fouled underneath the basket when he went up. It should have been an and
I
one. They
remember.
didn't
Yeah,
call
I
it,
remember
but
that one. Yeah, I remember that one.
Detroit won the game. I was like, you know what, y'all won. If anything, up front, I said Knicks in 6. So Knicks did it in 6. If anything, I best case scenario for us in this series, win 2 games. Win one in Boston, win one at home. That should be the mission. Rather than it to be a clean sweep or a gentleman's sweep, win one in Boston, win one at home. I prefer to win game 1 and game 3, and then we'll see from there. But let's win 2 games. Let's start with game 1 first.
I like that, being realistic. Well, speaking from a Boston fan, being a Celtics fan, Jalen ain't crossing nobody like that to win the game. I tell you, we got way better defenders to let that happen at the end of the game.
Well, and this is the thing: the Celtics, especially watching the Celtics city, I have a newfound respect for the organization. Fuck the city. I have a whole newfound respect for the organization because it took a guy from Brooklyn, New York, to build up the Celtics for what they are. Like Red Auerbach was a real deal dude, based on the way that they framed him in Celtic City.
Yeah.
So I have a respect for them as an organization. So like the way that they're built, the way that they're built for a repeat this year. Because if they don't, then they're gonna have to do something with their salary because they're gonna be in that second apron, and with that second apron, that's what an extra $100 million.
Yep.
And then on top of it, the new owner that just bought the team, do they want to pay $6 billion and then another $100 million in lottery taxes and luxury taxes?
That's going to be the biggest thing.
So the talk now is with Boston. This is their year. I'm cool with that. I just want to put up a good fight, make it look realistic. But Boston might have to move on from Porzingis, maybe Holiday, which is a dumbass move, and maybe Jaylen Brown. Maybe it's his time, depending on how he looks in this series, because they've been trying to trade him forever. And I was like, why the fuck are you gonna trade him? He's one of the dopest dudes on that team. Even when Smart was on the team, because Tatum is not a vocal leader. Sometimes your leader on the team is not the best player.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tatum to me is kind of like a Carmelo Anthony, very talented, but not necessarily the vocal leader. But they always default to the star as the vocal leader. Yeah. Jaylen Brown and Hart and Smart at the time were the vocal leaders. Now it's Brown and Horford is the guy too. And what's his name? Derek White. Yep. So when Derek White came to the Celtics, I was like, yo, that's a boss move right there. Because he comes from good stock. Because the fact that he was coached by Popovich,
yep.
I was like, yo, he has the team concept and championship concept. Coupled him with Drew Holiday. Oh, shit. Oh, man.
Those are the two biggest pickups right there. When we got White and got Drew, I said, man, those are the players that's going to take us over. That's why I was so surprised that more teams didn't go after a guy like Drew.
For real.
That's one thing that drives me nuts of sports in general, but especially with basketball. A lot of people, again, we're just talking about the name recognition thing. They want the big superstar name. When people just they got rid of Drew, but they got Dame. You don't the name didn't make your team better. If you watch
anyway.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. I would watch. Since I'm always up late, I watch West Coast games all the time. I got NBA League Pass every year, so I'm watching everything. And for years, as much as Dame would give you a 30-point games and this and that, defensively he's terrible. I'll call it for what it is. He is bad defensively. He's exhausting all his energy on offense, and he's letting guys fly by him and always looking at his teammates for someone to pick up the slack. You don't need that because defense is you gotta have a balanced offense, but defense is gonna win it. Drew gave you both ends. Ends. You need something like that. And same like when we got Kyrie. I remember I reposted on Facebook for everyone to eat their words. Kyrie came to Boston and everyone was all hyped. And all I did was a simple post. I said, I'm not even going to say anything about this. I said, I'll let you guys be happy. Everyone, I had like 100+ comments. Oh, about it. It's Kyrie about this and that. I'm like, yo, but Kyrie, right now he is, but back then he didn't make his team better. There's a difference between being a superstar and making your team better. I said, he doesn't make your team better. I'm happy for him now. I love the way Wade plays now, but and everyone was so caught up in that. And then when he was gone, everyone was just like, "Oh, you were right." I said, "Yeah, we didn't have to rely on him."
See, that's the way I felt about Bradley Beal. I was like, "Look, this dude could put up numbers for a scrub ass team, but put him on a team. Is he about winning? I don't think so." But like with my Knicks, like you saying about the names, I was hype about when we got Hockenstein. I was like, look at the contract and look at the position and look at what they're gonna ask him to do. He's gonna do good. When we got DiVincenzo, people was like, DiVincenzo, oh, you could have got Donovan Mitchell, you could have got this one, I'm like, why are we trying to go big game hunting and mess up the whole team chemistry when we could just get dudes that are plug and play? Then even when we got Precious, Achua, even going further back, Josh Hart was a throw-in. All these dudes are just throw-ins. And we're building up. So we're building different in New York because you can't really do a rebuild in New York. The fans aren't patient enough. And then you got people like Stephen A. Smith making big noise. And, oh, why didn't you go for Donovan Mitchell? Because motherfucker don't play defense and have Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson at the top. And then you playing against Boston. Come on, man. That's some dumb shit. Mm-hmm. That's why they went for the two wings.
So I just want to point out that you've lost all the confidence in your team, not picking them against the Celtics. I'm actually I feel some sort of way about this, man. Like I need you to get behind your team more. You know what I mean? Calling this again.
Wait, hold on.
Again, buddy.
I respect that. I respect that, though. I respect that.
Wait, hold on.
Because he be talking a lot of shit about his Knicks, and now they going up against the buzzsaw, and he's like,
nah.
I'm not going. Maybe, hopefully, they win.
Number one.
Nah, I need you to have more delusion. Have more delusion about your team, dog. You know what I mean? Get that 4-5.
Stand on it. I want you to stand on it.
Energy, dog. You got a lot of energy when they stand on it. Pistons.
All right. So
you thought you was gonna come and bully us, and then we beat you up, and now you're like, well, maybe we'll win 2 games. And yeah, by the way, Kate Cunningham does, benefit from light skinnedness. He got the light eyes. He pretty. He pretty. Hurt people. Get the fuck out of there.
Come on.
You don't have no confidence in your motherfucking team, dog.
Wait, hold on.
You're the LeBron of this game.
I said,
everybody. Fuck out of here.
I said, number one, right? Let's be realistic. I've never been that kind of guy to be like, oh yeah, my team is gonna go undefeated. Nah, fuck that.
I didn't say
I'm gonna be real.
Want your team to win. You don't even sound like you want your team.
Wait, hold on. I said best case scenario.
Best case scenario.
Right,
we win 1 at home and 1 on the road.
And it's a win game 1, right, and win game 3. That's what I said, and I said let's start with that.
That don't sound
afterwards,
like confidence to me.
Let's start with that.
Ain't no confidence.
No, I said let's start with that. Win game 1 on the road, win game 3 at home, the opener at home. Win those 2 games, because right there, number one, you're gonna have the lead, and then you're basically setting the tone. Now, if it's for Boston to be the team that they've been built to be, that's it. Like, I'm being realistic. Like, I'm not gonna shit on a team that is a good team just because I don't like them.
I'm just saying.
No,
I'm not saying you gotta shit on them.
We beat you. If anything, you was talking about shit. I was like, that's cool, dude. I'm gonna let you do all the talking. I'm like, look, I'm not stepping on the court. I'm not stepping on the court, so what am I going to be mad at my TV and break the TV like a Dallas Cowboy fan every season? Nah. I'm like, nah, I ain't got money for that.
You would have no TVs. But look, here's what, all I'm saying
I'm sensible. Let's win game 1. Let's win game 3, and let's start with that.
I need you to call
and then we can have have another conversation.
I don't want to have
you was calling Detroit in 5. I said Knicks in 6. I said, get off my dick. Knicks in 6. And we won in 6.
Your booty hole was puckering up all those.
Nah. For what? I'm not on the court. I'm not on the court.
Try to act like you ain't worried. You wasn't worried now. Now you ain't worried. But before
even if we lost, I still have to look for an apartment. I still gotta go to work. I still gotta pay bills. That shit don't really.
You're trying to sound like he ain't been sending me no.
Nah, my ego is not wrapped up in my team. If my team stinks, that team stinks. Listen, I'm not on that team. I'm not in the locker room. I'm not in the locker room and trying to coach people up. Like, look, motherfucker, you need to be doing it. I don't have no hand in that. Yeah, I could post shit.
IronMonkey, but that's like everybody know he's a fair weather fan. That's like everybody. He's only interested in the fair weather fans.
Come on now, I'm realistic. I went back and told you about. No, I went back. Not because when they started making some moves, like, yeah, we need Hawkinstein in the series, number one. Like, DiVincenzo would be great off the bench. Like, look, not like Randall had to go. Like, he was a black hole. But you see, those dudes had the grittiness that Detroit had this year. And that's why Detroit, gave a realistic run.
Well, see,
and I was cool with that. I'm not going to hate on that.
Well, see,
I'm not going to hate on goodness.
The point I was actually just about to bring up about your Pistons. Because, like, a lot of these teams, like I said, they make the wrong moves. They make certain upgrades, but they take a big hit somewhere else. And, like, right now, even with Houston, Detroit, they're like, okay, they have the young pieces. Do you go trade and go get a Kevin Durant? Me, I'm like, no. Why would you do that? But again, these GMs and the name thing, we can give you 20-something points, but still a liability. Like, I'd rather have two solid guys and try to go knock it out the park with this guy who gives me 28 a game, and it's just not worth it. And, like, I don't want to see Houston or Detroit blow up that team. Ride it out and let's see someone else can take it to the next level.
It's gonna sound blasphemous when I say it, but to me, KD is where Melo was when Melo was like just coming off the bench. Like, let him come. If he wants to come somewhere for like small money or smallish money and come off the bench and be the sixth man and just fucking, because like you can't, I don't want to break up the chemistry of the team, but like you can't not want KD because he's still good for buckets.
Yeah.
But he got to be like more like Ray Allen.
That's what I was about to say. Mm-hmm. You'd have to swap out Tobias Harris and put in KD.
Yeah. I mean, put him in
that's the swap.
You can't give three of those. You can't give up three of those guys for it. They said you gotta. Speaking
of washed superstars, I feel like maybe the LeBron James experiment is over in LA.
Oh boy, here comes the LeBron bashing there.
No. It is what it is.
Oh, I'm just getting hip to this. So you're a LeBron hater like that?
Oh, he's hated LeBron before he got in the league.
I hated me and LeBron have a special relationship, and
wow,
I've never been a huge I thought he should have went to college personally, but whatever. He was super nice, and we were still in that era of guys coming out of high school, right? Cole, Kevin Garnett, the list is long. But LeBron used to, when he started to get to that point, he scored like 75 points against the Pistons in the fourth quarter that one year. And ever since then, I've been like, yo, fuck this dude. And, because you need a villain in your life. But he went to LA, and I was like, he's not going to win a title there. And then he won the bubble, and everybody was like, they were on me. And I was like, he won't win another title before he retires. Like, and he's on the juice because no 40-year-old man should be able to move like that. But that's just that's another whole other conspiracy theory.
You think so? I mean, that man stays on top of his game, man.
Yeah, so did Tom Brady, and so like these guys, it's juice, man. It's juice.
Hold on. So let me ask you this question because I defend LeBron.
Well, let me say this before you defend LeBron. I respect LeBron as a. Listen. Mm-hmm. I respect LeBron as a human, as a man, as a family man, as a dad. The shit he does off the court, A1. As a player, I can respect him for who he is as the elite basketball player, top 2 in the world most of his career, right? I just don't like the motherfucker because he ain't a Piston. And fuck everything that happens. Like he's the new Shaq. He took Shaq's place for me. You know what I mean? There was a lot of Shaq hate back in the day. If you know me, you already know. There's no reason that Shaq shouldn't have been the greatest player of all time. All he needed was to hit free throws and maybe get like a 15-foot jumper. But whatever.
He never led the league in rebounding.
Well, I mean,
that's
he played with Rodman.
Crazy.
Nobody led the league in rebounding while Rodman was in the league, except Rodman.
True. But he still.
I don't even think he was top 5.
That's what I'm saying. He still could have had better numbers though.
For sure. Shaq was lazy, and he's admitted to being, you know what I mean? He didn't work out in the offseason, none of that shit. But for me, LeBron, like, what really also fucked it up for me was like the whole like decision shit. Like, didn't have to be televised. It was just like LeBron has too much circus around him, and even though he's good, like, it shit just rubs me the wrong way. But I respect him as a ball player. I don't fuck with him. He's like Ohio State for me as a Michigan fan. Like, fuck him. But you can't deny that they were good for a long time. Yeah. But still, fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck Duke. Fuck Shaq. Fuck Ohio State. Fuck all of them.
I'm glad we're on the same. I'm glad we're on the same page of fuck Duke, because I'm a Georgia Tech fan. So fuck Duke. I'm with you now.
Fuck Duke for sure. Fuck Duke first, and then fuck Ohio State.
Yeah, fuck Duke. Well, that's the question. So the question I was gonna ask, because you didn't say it, so I'm glad you didn't say it, but maybe it's in your head. So do you count that one championship that he got with the Lakers? And people like to give this whole the bubble thing.
No. The bubble is, listen, they had to play the games.
That's right, cool. And that's why I try to tell people at the end of the day, I think it's fair game. I think it's fair game in the bubble. They know audience. It's either your best guys, my best guys. That's it. There's no, because I've played ball, say when I was young and stuff, and I tell people, like, anytime anyone who plays sports, there's an advantage to being at home and all that stuff, like momentum. Yeah. There's a lot of things. That's the reason why they say home court advantage. I said there was none of that in the bubble. Your 5 guys on the court got to be better than my 5 guys on the court. Even if you make a run, there's no crowd to keep you in the game or take you out of the game. It's either you're the best on this court or not. And when people try to knock the whole bubble championship, I'm like, nah. I don't discount the bubble, because they still play the season of basketball. No. Now, if they try to start counting that mid-season tournament shit, then I'm gonna have some problems. You know what I mean? But he got the bubble, and then he been out in the first round the last couple seasons. You know what I mean? Western Conference Finals, I think, another year. But is this the end for LeBron? Do you think, should he retire? Or do you think he should try to?
Yeah. I remember we was at a bar one time, and this is before he even got drafted. You didn't.
See, you froze because you was about to say some bullshit.
I knew you were about to say something.
Froze because he was about to say some bullshit and making up some stories. He wasn't even trying to answer the question. He was just holding it. Yo, I might have to text him.
He's probably telling the whole story right now, thinking he's getting his point across and everything. He's chest out. I said what I had to say. Nope.
I'm gonna text him and tell him he froze.
But your computer didn't even want to hear what you had to say, man. They said, nope. You ain't gonna lie to us.
Hold on, IronMonkey's gone, so we gotta.
Still storytelling.
Yeah, he was probably trying to He was trying probably I had an issue with like LeBron getting all the Nike deals and all the shit beforehand, and I was like, I don't know if this kid's gonna be that good, But he was like 6'8", like 250 in high school, so I mean, I knew he would be okay, but I was never really like a huge fan of the antics.
Yeah, I mean, if you really think about it, though, I mean, out of all the people who came out of high school straight into sports, no one made an impact like he did the first year. Like most guys, they all took a couple years.
In basketball, you're talking about in basketball.
Yeah, right? Basketball. Yeah.
Okay, because Ken Griffey won Rookie of the Year and hit like 35.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, like basketball players that's come out of high school, it's always took them a couple years to get into a flow. Whether it was Kevin Garnett, Kobe, they all had to get.
Oh yeah. But he also went to a good situation. He went to a terrible team that needed him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Kobe went to the Lakers. Yeah. They didn't need him to start. Kevin Garnett went to Minnesota.
I'm still kind of mad about that because like I low key, being young and watching the expansion of the whole Orlando Magic and Charlotte Hornets, like that those two teams, even though I'm a Celtics fan, they just have a small little space in my heart I have for the Magic and the Hornets. So when Kobe got traded out of Charlotte to go to Lakers, I was a little heartbroken about that. I wanted to see him in a Hornets uniform, but those two teams, they still got a special place in my heart. Celtics always gonna be number one. Hornets and Magic still got love for those two teams.
Wait, man, I'm a Pistons fan, and although I like watching other teams, I'll never root for no team but my team, bro.
Oh no, of course not. Yeah, listen, I've been to Celtics games in Orlando, and like it's still Celtics all day. I'm cheering, but it's just like growing up and like the Magic and the Hornets was like the first like they coming out they the starter jacket era and everything, and their logo was different compared to everyone else's. There was moving with the times and everything. So like and I just remember watching those battles on TV as a kid. Alonzo and Larry going at it.
Hey, you back? Yeah, your computer froze on you because you was about to say some bullshit. You came back just in time for the top 5 because we up against it. Yeah, it's top 5 time. We bumping Trump again. Outkast is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's exciting. But now we reached the most important part of the show. It's the top 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the little dance. That's the top 5 dance.
Oh, it's that.
Yeah. I'm about to go see my Tigers beat up on the Rockies this week.
Dope.
Yeah. Up in Denver.
As he's wearing the Rockies jersey.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm gonna be out there. I'm gonna be up in Denver this week watching the Tigers try to beat the Rockies in 3.
Try. Come on, Daryl, say it with your chest. I thought you was telling me. Come on,
See how it sounds. See how it sounds when you don't support your team. They obviously gonna win. They got the best record in the American League.
For now.
What's the pitcher's name? Scooble? Was it
Scooble? Yeah, Terry Scooble.
That guy is no joke.
The Rockies are so bad right now that you can get into the stadium for $12.
Wow.
Yo, and I feel bad because even when they do spend it, like the plays they get, it just never works out. It just never works out for them. Whether they just plays they do go get, they underperform, they get hurt. It just never works out for the Rockies. I do feel bad for them, man. But
it's never a good sign when the beer costs more than a ticket.
You know what though? Actually, I went to a Rangers game when I was in Texas, and Rangers were struggling. And it's like any other team. Once a team struggles, the prices are finally gonna go down. I ended up getting tickets for the Rangers game. I think I got it for same price. It was like $12 or something like that.
Yeah.
And because actually that's where they're from WrestleMania. So when I was there for WrestleMania, we had an extra days. We were hanging out. So the Rangers were playing. So let's go to Rangers game, whatever. It was like $1 hot dog night. So I went crazy. That's for sure. Like, well, you're gonna get $1 hot dog at any stadium. So it was like a weekday game, whatever it was, and we ended up doing that. $12. I was like $12. I thought we were gonna run us like $80 a pop. $12. Yo, look that up. I said, nah, this can't be real. Yep, $12. And dollar hot dogs. My whole evening was $20.
You know who's still going to charge? You know who's still going to charge a lot for their tickets if their team is shitty? The Red Sox, because when their team was shitty, they still charged you crazy money to go see their team.
Well, because you know what it is. I always said it too. New England teams are always going to do numbers. We can't recover such a big demographic. The fans are going to show up. Same thing with the league. Any big city team, like they're going to show up, whether you suck or not. You know, they're gonna pop up. Where like I'm a Tampa Bay homer with a lot of stuff too. So like I got family there, so I love all the Tampa Bay teams. But Buccaneers is my number one when it comes to any sport. Like that's my favorite team. So like same thing. Like I mean, Rays, you can go to Rays game for free. Forget $8, $12 tickets. I mean,
they're handing out vouchers on the outside of the.
You can be walking, you can be leaving the restaurant, having something to eat right down the street from the stadium. Hey, you want to come in? They'll let you in. They're trying to get anyone in that stadium, but they were struggling too. They were struggling too.
Giving away like them Six Flag tickets at Burger King in the summertime. Them discount tickets. Mm-hmm. Like, tickets for a baseball game? Nah, this shit can't be real.
Yeah, it was same thing with the Buccaneers. When the Buccaneers weren't that great, we had that tough situation with Jameis and like, I always try to do like 4 home games a year. And I was right by the cannons where they shoot the cannons, great seats, right there. $90 every single time I'd get that seat. Brady era, as soon as Brady came, my $90 seat went to $420. $420. He's gone, and we're
that's
still
the
got a good
definition
team
of
because we got
high.
and he's gone, and we still got a solid team. Baker's doing his thing, and like that seat is still in the threes now. It won't go down.
Yeah, it's not gonna go down, buddy.
And it won't because
go
people
down,
are still paying for it. You know, as long as people are paying for it, they're gonna keep the price. I'm like, man, I said it was only a couple of years ago. I was getting this for $90, bro. $90.
I went to a Lions game. I went to a Lions Thanksgiving Day game. Sat lower bowl, center end zone. I bought 2 tickets. I paid like $200 something for both tickets.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I've seen like I was always able to sit in the lower bowl for like 100 change. They made the playoffs. There's a wait list for season tickets.
Yep.
I was gonna go to I went to a Monday night game last 2 years ago. I got the tickets the same day. I got a Monday afternoon. There was like $140, $50 at the top of the stadium. Like I was in like the second to last row, and that shit was packed. This year, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go to this playoff game. I happen to be in Detroit at that time. It's the first round of the playoffs, second round of the playoffs, whatever it was, home game. I'm in there. Go online. I'm like, maybe the ticket's gonna be like $200-300, right? Because it's a playoff game, but it's still the Lions.
Not a playoff game.
Standing room only was like $5 change. Oof. And then they was charging like $150 to park. Like I got priced out on my team. Shit makes me mad. I got a second drive just for football tickets.
It's the price of success.
But that's the thing, it's supply and demand. I mean, just like earlier we talked about wrestling, same thing like with WrestleMania. They're pricing out families. Like, you know, you can't eat like that year we did we did the Dallas. We ended up getting down for I think like $220 and great seats right in the center. We had our own private food area, the whole thing. Like I said, now $220 gets you up in the nose.
Yo, you're in the Raptors now.
Because everyone is making it more an event. Now, I don't want to say there's fake fans, but like everyone's kind of turning into like the wrestling spectacle of just like it's a weekend we're just gonna spend a week out there and have a great time. You know, it's a weekend that we plan, we get out, we party, and we go to wrestling. So now, you know, the families are getting priced down. It's the same thing with sports. The pricing out people. You go to Celtics game, you know, and obviously now depending who's in town, the price is even higher. You know, my son wants to see LeBron when he comes to town and Curry when he comes to town. Good luck when those two teams come into town. You're sitting up top for a regular season game for $350. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, that's crazy. I mean, I get that LeBron got all the hype, but $350 a piece. I'm looking at $7 after Ticketmaster fees. We're looking at $8 something after the parking. Like it's $1,000. And me, I'm like $1,000. I'll take a trip. I'm good. Oh, right. We lost him. We
lost him again. Damn. All right, well, while we're waiting for DJ Monkey to come back, we're going to get into our top 5 this week on the show. We're talking about our top 5 favorite wrestlers of all time. Top 5 favorite wrestlers of all time as a huge wrestler.
Time. Wow.
Yeah, your favorite wrestlers of all time. And it could be new guys if your new guys are your favorites, or you know what I mean? You can take it back to whatever era is your favorite era.
Wow. That's crazy part. You got this in advance, and I still didn't think this through because you know what?
All right. He's back. We back. We about to get into our top 5
baby. Top 5 wrestlers.
Matt needs some more time. So I'm gonna go first this time. I'm gonna give you all my top 5 wrestlers. And give you guys some time to get your wrestling list together. I got no motherfucking honorable mentions because I want to keep it like if you didn't make the top 5, you just ain't in it. So number 5 for me is Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
Hey.
I can't think of how many motherfuckers I jumped off the fake top ropes on just because of Jimmy Superfly Snuka, dog. And you know, he was a good wrestler. He reminds me of Troy Polamalu. Or Troy Polamalu reminds me of Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
Either way.
You know what I mean? And he was like, you know, he was just coming out there. He did the damn thing, high energy. Number 2, or number 4 on my list is
his personal life aside.
Well, yeah. I'm talking about wrestlers right now, man. I don't care about their personal life. You know what I mean?
Understood.
What they do outside the arena don't got shit to do with me. You know what I mean? I'm a fan of the sport. The Ultimate Warrior is number 4 for me. Another high energy guy. You know,
Crack is whack.
Crack is whack.
He's only talking about the wrestlers.
Listen, all these
we can still throw a little shade in there. So.
All these guys was on steroids.
Everybody was on something.
Listen, I watched Dark Side of the Ring. You know what I mean? Like those dudes they're all fucked up.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
It leaked into his promos.
Number 3 for me is the Macho Man Randy Savage, legend. Also a fantastic baseball player. Little known fact.
Randy Poffo.
He got drafted by the Phillies, I think.
The Reds.
Or the Reds.
Randy Poffo.
Number 2, the Ultimate Warrior. Not the Ultimate Warrior, the Undertaker. My bad.
All right.
Undertaker, you know what I mean? He turned the DDT into like a really dope move for me. Not the DDT, the motherfucking pile driver. With the tombstone. I tried to tombstone a kid once, and it didn't go well.
I think I was there.
Oh yeah! Shout out to Andrew Good. I DDT'd him in gym class in like the 8th grade. And then finally, at the top of my list, my favorite wrestler of all time is Jake the Snake Roberts, brandisher of the greatest finishing move in wrestling entertainment, in my opinion. I've used it in real life. It works. If you DDT a motherfucker properly, he is not getting up.
He's not getting up.
Especially if it's on a hard surface. That's my father. Plus, he had the snake, and he put the snake on motherfuckers and shit. You know what I mean? After he DDT'd them, I was curious about why the snake never bit anybody while they was just slithering around, but they did bite a couple people, I think, in like some pay-per-view. But yeah, that's my list.
All right, who's it gonna be?
I think that. Did you freeze again?
Oh my goodness, man!
Yeah, he froze again. Damn,
man!
He gotta get a better Verizon connection or something.
Really?
But
you better off using his hotspot at this point,
right? He knows he's frozen, so he'll be back.
Yeah, we'll get him back in there.
All right, well, so it's on you.
All right, man. Sheesh, top 5. I got so many. I mean, I'll just go by the ones that just impactful at the moment. The guys I was really just no particular order, because I really can't give you a number 1. I'll just give you guys Brett for me, man. Like, he's one of those guys. Yeah, we did notice when he got, as we got older, how stale he was, but the black and the pink.
Yeah, the Heart Foundation used to be my shit back in the day.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That this I love him. The technical wrestling stuff. I really love Brett. Like I said, we're just caught up in that era. The Rock, just because, I mean, I haven't done in a while, but all I ever did was Rock impersonations everywhere. And I went like he was just great. Like I said, it just, when he came out and did a segment, you knew it was going to be a good couple minutes on the TV. So The Rock. If I got to pick someone from now, I want to add someone from now. Just because he's at WWE right now, he's back. Real quick, a recap. I said The Rock, and I said Brett, and it's tough to say. I don't want to put this person in the top 5 as far as like the greatest list, but for me personally, because I love watching him. Not now because he's in WWE, but when he was doing his things back in the day, when he was in Japan, Mexico, AEW, Penta, he put on some shows, man. Like, yo, like you knew wild stuff was happening when that man was fighting. Like, it doesn't have to be super tight, but he just put on a show, and he put his body on the line every single time. It's just you had to watch a Penta match. Like, it just, you knew he was coming off ladders and doing crazy stuff, and it's just like, I don't care if he's in the middle of the show, beginning, end, whatever. At the end of the day, he always, no matter what pay-per-view I watched that he was on, he gave you the best match. He gave you the best match every single time he was out there. So I love, that's what keeps me still involved watching now. I hate the fact that WWE obviously is going to water him down because they don't want him getting injured out there. So he's not doing the stuff he was doing back then. But Penta is something else when he's on top of his game. Damn, 2 more. Sheesh. I mean, I gotta give it a show. I gotta give Shawn Michaels a nod in there. Yeah, he kind of started change. He's the one that kind of started to change the flair a little bit of well, speaking of flair, Ric Flair kind of came with that back in the day, but Shawn definitely kind of started taking that 90s, early 90s reign, and the whole pretty boy thing, flex and all that stuff. Like I definitely enjoy some Shawn Michaels matches. Man, crazy. I was never lost him again. I was never a Stone Cold guy. I was never a Hulk guy. So I don't know. There's so many other quality guys. I mean, it could be a tie. Anything. I mean, I did love Jimmy Snuka, Ricky the Dragon. Loved Ricky the Dragon. My parents were a big fan of him. But yeah, I don't know.
I mean, that's still 5 with Ricky and
Yep. I might have to. You know, yo, you remember Norman Smiley from WCW?
Nah.
Oh my gosh, man. If anyone is watching now, replaying it, whatever, Norman Smiley. If you remember that person, just go YouTube, man. He was a character, that guy. I loved when he came out. He would always come out like he was like timid. He was like scared. And he'd be like,
oh, yeah. Okay, I do remember that dude. I do remember that dude. Hey, shout out to Black Beans PVD in the building, in the Facebook chat. That's right now. If you're hungry at all, make sure you hit up her menu. It changes daily.
Oh, say less.
Everything from scratch is Black Beans PVD in the building.
Black Beans PVD.
Yeah, man. Less. Hey, all right, now you back, man. Hit us with your top 5 for you freeze again, bro.
Yeah, quick.
My phone is fucking up with me. All right, so number 5, I'm going with I'm gonna cheat code. I'm gonna go with the Road Warriors. They're some of my favorites. Number 4, I'm going with Randy Poffo. Number 3, I'm going with the Ultimate Warrior. Number 2, I'm going with Ric Flair. And Bret Hart's my number 1. See, the thing with Ric Flair is mic work. Ultimate Warrior, mic work, especially on the coke. Road Warriors, same thing, but they was vicious. Them and the Steiner brothers, that like it's between them two. And there's always that debate between Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels. I'm more of a Bret Hart guy. Shawn Michaels, he's good, but not for me. Yeah. When I'm picking, it was like Jodeci or Boyz II Men back in the day. So I'm going with I'm going with Bret Hart, as the Jodeci of the pick. So that's me trying to hurry up and mail it in real quick before my fucking phone trying to tell me that I didn't renew or that I didn't update my system. So it's probably gonna turn off right now. Yeah, I already see the light.
Yeah, he said it right on time. That was that was his farewell.
Hey, well, IronMonkey signed up. We're gonna leave him frozen right there, I guess, for a few minutes. Max, thank you for coming on the show and being a guest host with us, man. Come back anytime before you leave.
I'd love to, man.
Let the people know where they can find you at. If you got any gigs coming up, it's your time to shamelessly self-promote.
Yeah, I mean, right there, Max Major, the way it's spelled out right there, Max with 2 X's, not 3, not 1, but 2 X's. At Max Major, mostly everything you find me there. On IG, all the stuff. Just Saturday nights if you're in Rhode Island. Saturday nights I'm at Fishco. Friday nights I bounce around with a lot of spots. So like I said, follow the social media and figure out where I am. I'm doing strip clubs. I'm doing other clubs, lounges. I'm bouncing around. And obviously crazy season about to really pick up now too. So, I appreciate you guys having me. This is a guy's dream to be able to just vent and talk about sports. wrestling. I know. We didn't even get to the other stuff either. But you know, we definitely got to do a round 2 on this one. That's
we'll definitely do a round 2. Can 100 men beat a gorilla?
Nah, I don't. Like, what do you think?
I'm in the camp of we have too much. Like, I think, like, if we're strategic about it, then we probably could subdue the gorilla over time. Mm-hmm. But I also feel like if the first dude gets fucking mollywopped,
that's all this is about
his head clean off his body, who gonna go next? It ain't gonna be me.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. You need 100 committed people.
Yeah,
like
you need that that's gonna really crash out.
Yeah, exactly. We need 100 committed people that no matter what's going on, no matter what happens, you still gotta beat on it. You still got you gotta do whatever the strategy is, because that's what I was saying. Like, we're patient. We'll watch. Like I said, he rips the arm off of the first 2 guys, and everyone's gonna do this. Like,
I'm going home.
You got that. I mean, you got that.
I'm going home. I'm not even interested anymore. Nah, I got a family, motherfucker. I got shit to do. But if you got guys like, if we sent like maximum security ACI niggas that's on the motherfucking death row, like they might have a chance because they're gonna die.
Exactly. Yo, we'll let you free if you guys can do it.
You guys get the gorilla, you out of jail. Yeah, that's the motivation they need. But
we'll get some dedication out of it.
But that's gonna do it for another episode of DJ Caveman and IronMonkey talking shit. That's Max Major. IronMonkey, he froze up, so he had a jet. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're on the YouTube. If you're not watching us on YouTube, go to the YouTube channel, Caveman Entertainment TV. Hit the damn subscribe button. Hit the bell so that you know. You know what I mean? Push all the buttons. You know what I mean? Hit all the buttons.
Hit all of them.
You know, and leave some comments and shit. We'll get back to you when we feel like it, but leave some comments. Let us know how we doing. We're trying to get to 1 million. We ain't really close, so everybody got to go hit that subscribe button so we can get to 1 million, and then I don't have to go back to work. I could do this for the rest of my life.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Follow Max on all the socials as well. We are.